Some of the most deprived areas in the whole of the country.
In the North East, we have the highest unemployment rate in the country.
A quarter of children in the North East live below the poverty line.
For the last 7 days, it's been home to 4 posh girls from down south.
We should all have jobs. I don't really want one.
British society is increasingly divided between the haves
I quite like the girl with Rolex.
and the have-nots.
When I've been on benefits, everything's just been a massive struggle. Thinking, oh, where's tomorrow's meal going to come from?
And with the two sides mixing less and less, there's more risk of prejudice.
I have very little tolerance of and patience for people who don't make something of their lives.
Most rich people really are stuck up.
Cheers.
Since swapping the comforts of home, for 10 days of living on job seekers' allowance, the girls have been looked after by their Geordie sisters, local women from very different backgrounds.
All right, darling, want a glass of bubbly?
The posh girls have had a taste of some messy work experience.
It's good to see them doing some hard graft labour, isn't it? Sparkling. They made me not want a job even more.
Now, with only 3 days to go, Lindsay's had enough of the posh girls.
Just couldn't live with them, really. I'd kill them.
Emotions reach breaking point. The girls go speed dating with some northern guys.
Look how big he is.
I'm going out with no knickers and no bra on tonight. I've never done that for my life.
And it's the last blast wild Geordie night out.
I think Fiona feels like she's in hell.
Welcome to the Geordie Finishing School for Girls.
I'll do this.
Oh no, I'm going to cry.
Just outside the city centre are the areas of Biker and Walker. Life here can be tough. Unemployment here is almost 3 times the national average. For the last 8 days, the Southerners have been living on this estate in Walker, surviving on the equivalent of job seekers' allowance.
No hot water left.
Apart from Steph, they're almost broke.
I hate the budget. Screw the budget.
2 of her housemates have had to be bailed out by Fiona.
Technically, I should have £20 left, but from when we went to get the gas and we were going to split it, but because my little dumb and dumbers have spent all their money, they couldn't give me the money back.
I've got £6 left.
It's a slow start to the day after a night of contrasting experiences. 3 of the posh girls went for a budget pub night, while Steph took the Geordie girls to a black tie event.
Last night was absolutely amazing. The venue was perfect. I've actually never been to a venue that's been quite as nice as that one. The girls looked gorgeous in their dresses.
The Geordies found it a chance to experience a very exclusive world.
Oh my God, beautiful. I've always dreamt of when I just see this from being a little girl.
For Michaela, it was a dream come true.
Oh my God, it's an actual castle. A few months ago, I went to see a psychic and she was like doing all my tarot cards and stuff. She said to us, you're going to get married a lot sooner than what you think. But it's not going to be to a Geordie guy, it's going to be somebody with a southern accent, somebody who talks a little bit like this.
It's an aspiration Steph can relate to.
I think Michaela has always wanted the fairy tale princess story where her charming prince comes and sweeps her off her feet and carries her off to this castle. And I think that last night almost made her sort of realise that that is very achievable.
The posh girls are about to learn why fairy tale endings may be hard to come by round here. Their final lessons, relationships and family values. Mentor for the week has been youth worker Hufty. She wants the girls to understand the added pressures young women here face.
I think it's hard sustaining a relationship when you haven't got a job, when money's an issue. How do you manage that? How do you manage Ben's birthdays, special occasions? If you've got no money, then it's about getting into debt, isn't it? And that could lead to problems, fights, arguments. You're spending money you don't have. All of those things compacted together make it really, really difficult to sustain a relationship. Aye.
She's got the Geordie girls together to prepare lessons for the Southerners.
So do you think that the posh girls will go for the same types as you?
No. They go for
Suited with it. People with money.
Yes, money,
People with cars.
What kind of chat-up lines do you think their lads would use on them?
All right, darling, want a glass of bubbly?
Former bad girl Lindsay, 20, is now a youth worker in her local community.
Has it been to schooling?
She's single and independent.
My grandma was a young parent. My mum was. Her 2 sisters were my older sister. I'm the only one in my family who's reached 20 without having a child. So I'm quite proud of that.
What do you think Geordie lads are like, Geordie men? What do you think they're like?
They're loud.
Yeah.
They'll go out looking for a girlfriend. And,
Personality-wise, you mean,
not
yeah.
looking for a girlfriend, looking
just
for,
for one night
for a one-night
For a
stand.
bit.
And
There is a lot of that, isn't
yeah,
there?
they're not shy, are they?
I think sometimes only men just think about is their pants.
Yes,
Definitely.
they
Do you know that's always the first thing that men think
In
about?
the belly.
Livewire Shauna is 18 and a student. She's gay and came out 4 years ago.
Things that I expect from a relationship. I like to not worry about what I say or what I look like. Somebody that can take us where I am, which I've got.
So do you think lads can be too aggressive in town?
Yeah, I've seen it loads of
So
times.
they're all a bit too boisterous.
Especially when they're big and they're full of juice and they're just going,
You don't know where that tongue's been. You've never knew them in your life and they're asking to lick your arm. It's just...
Straight-talking Kimberly is 20 and has a toddler. She lives with her family. Her husband, a private, is serving in the army.
In Newcastle, you don't get very many gentlemen. Some of them would say, I'm too young to be your dad, and they'll just leave you. But I was one of the lucky ones that actually got a bloke that turned into a husband that stuck by us through thick and thin. We're married 2 weeks and he obviously had to go to Afghanistan, and he'll be home soon. And I cannot wait. I'll be standing at the door, my arms wide open. I can't wait just to have him home.
But when you sit and think of it, it's not all about money. Because like you say, money can't buy love.
it's not.
What kind of lads or lasses you's gone for? What's your type?
Everyone is
A
very
different
different.
accent.
Oh, it's a southern accent for me. Oh,
That's
it's all
right.
like that. Oh, God. Oh,
Lift it
honestly, I'm telling you now, my husband will be from down south, I think. I do not want a Geordie boyfriend.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Single mum Michaela is 25 and has 6-year-old twins, Layla and Jaden. She was 18 when she got pregnant.
I gave birth in the room by myself. There was nobody there. I just kept thinking to myself, like, how the hell am I going to cope?
She was faced with a tough decision.
I was thinking about termination at the time, because obviously being a singer and a dancer and all the rest, I thought, oh God, my career's going to be at an end. But the moment that doctor told me that they were twins, I just thought, I can't do it. And having them has made me such a strong person and determined. I mean, I come as a full package me, so take us with me kids, I don't take us at all.
Michaela is not alone. The North East has some of the highest rates of teenage pregnancies in England. More than half the region's children are born to unmarried parents. In Walker, having children young is the norm. During the week, all of the posh girls have spent time with Michaela and family.
How do you do?
Steph, in particular, has formed an unlikely bond. She's had the chance to see how Michaela copes as a single parent.
You love fruit, don't you?
Yeah, that's very healthy.
I always give them fruit from being babies anyway. I think it's always good to get them onto it.
They are really fantastic kids. Like they are so lovable.
Oh,
really,
thank you.
Yeah, they are.
It's been like nearly a year since I've been on my own, and I did find it difficult, but at the same time, it's given me full independence back. I've got a scrimp and scrape for Christmases and birthdays and stuff, but I wouldn't change any of it because it's made us the person that I am.
You've done an incredible job with so little tools, if you like.
Oh,
you know?
thank you.
You have, babe. You really, really have.
I just think sometimes it's nice, especially coming from you, like yourself, for you to say that, oh, God, the tears are coming.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. It's just, like, really nice for somebody to recognise it.
Young single mothers can do a fantastic job, and I would not have said that before I came here. In fact, I said quite the opposite, that it was a very irresponsible decision, and that the child was never going to get a great upbringing. But I think Michaela's proved that children can get a very, very good upbringing with very limited means and only one parent.
With one Southerner's opinion changed, Hafty's keen to challenge a few more. Fiona and Fee have strong views about parenting.
People brag about the fact that, you know, they have a child so they can get a council house, and so they're more of a priority, you know, and get more money.
Hafty's arranged for them to meet a whole range of young mums at the Bikers Yummy Mummies group. Tammy was in her 20s when she had her son. She's also got strong opinions.
I don't think that some girls will have any children. None at all.
I can't wait to be a mummy, but I would never have a child if I couldn't afford it.
I think if the Southerners had kids themselves, they'd have nannies, but they'd have the nannies there to help them.
I would definitely have nannies. I don't know how my mum coped without help.
I probably wouldn't because I had nannies.
I think the Southern girls would think that we're people with kids who haven't had a job and just been on benefits all their lives.
I think they might be proper slugs.
As a taxpayer, it makes me cross that young people are having babies that are already on benefits and then they're getting more.
It's time to do a little baking and ask those questions that have been weighing on their minds.
I'm Fiona.
I'm Fee.
Hello. Hello.
Shall I just serve it around?
I just make, you've got to mix it. No, you need to mix it more.
What do you think, like, the average age in Newcastle is to have a baby?
I don't know, but I would assume maybe 16, 17.
Do you think 16 is young for children?
It is young, but it depends on that individual person, because a 16-year-old might have the head of a 25-year-old, so they might look young, but in the mind they mightn't be young. This day and age, the kids are more advanced.
Makes you
I
grow
was
up
so
quicker.
when I was 16, I was so mature for my age. So mature.
I just think back to, like, when I was 16 and I, like, even if they have the head of a 25-year-old, they haven't experienced, they haven't, like, you know, they haven't left school yet. They're still, like, doing their GCSEs.
You can still go to school if you've had a child.
I would love to have a child already. Like, I love children.
So why wouldn't you?
Because I can't afford it, and I can't give my child like what I'd want to give them, and I personally haven't lived enough yet either to you know,
I
be
don't
able
think
to.
you can think like that, to be quite honest, because a lot of people can't afford to have children, but they do. You just get on with it, you do it. You like, for me, I've never had new clothes for ages, but yeah, to me kids get new stuff.
What is it you think that you won't be able to give them now if you want to have a baby now? All the need is love and attention.
Of course, and love and attention comes over everything, but I couldn't give them all the love and attention because I'm still working. Do you think that, like, some young girls have children so they can get a council house?
No, not really. I haven't known anyone personally who was only getting pregnant to get a house.
It's not easy to get a council house. You go on a big long waiting list.
Lucas was nearly 1 before I got my house through the council. He was nearly 1.
So has meeting Tammy and the mums made them think any differently?
16 is so young. You can't drive, you can't drink, all you can do is bonk, and that's it.
There's no right or wrong age when to have children, and when's the time ever right to have a child? It's down to that individual when they want to have a child.
But what about their opinions on women getting pregnant for a council house?
It is a lot harder to get a council house than I thought. I thought if you had a kid, you were put to the top of the list and boom, you got a council house. I didn't know that they had to bid and, you know, wait a year and do all this kind of thing. I just thought, boom, you got it.
For Fee, she's been learning a lot about Geordie family values in the last few days. She was given a proper Geordie welcome at Shauna's house.
I'm all right,
Smell
thank you.
nice.
Look at Jamie, like, after a night out after the drink. Look at that.
Fee got a chance to see how she lives. Her family share the ground floor of this semi-detached house.
Madness. It's like this all the time, but worse. Is it?
There's even a caravan to accommodate any extra friends.
Like, there's so many people constantly coming in all the time. It's really funny. And you know what? She really enjoys herself. It's the same as boarding school. Like, we never had any peace and quiet. There was always constant, like, someone knocking on your door, coming in. And, you know, the only difference is this is a house and mine was a school. It's probably more fun that this is a house. There aren't any rules.
That's the same. Say that.
Do you usually have, like, breakfast all together?
Yeah.
Do you? That's so nice. We never do.
I think it's around, just like everybody together.
When you first meet someone, you do kind of judge the book by its cover. But then, like, 2 minutes into it, I was like, she's amazing, she's a really great person, she's really relaxed, and now we're literally, we're really close.
Like, when you were like,
here's the tender coming, pressing all the men, up the end.
Now that the girls have had time to bond, Hufty wants them to dig deeper into their experiences using music.
In Newcastle, we're very famous for folk music. Folk music is how you pass stories down from generation through a generation, yeah? So one of the things we're going to be doing is we're going to meet a local musician today, local folk musician. She's going to be singing us some of her songs, and then you are going to write a couple of lines of a song of your own.
oh, amazing.
About something that you feel really emotional about a relationship, past or previous.
I'd just like to sort of make a bit of a public announcement here. I learnt the bassoon for 5 years and I failed my grade 2. This is not, like, it's not bode well for my sort of musical
No,
expression.
we're not asking you to play a horned instrument. No, we're going to be talking, making up our own songs about your lives, about your own experiences, and then we'll be asking you to perform them.
My name's Katie. and I'm a songwriter, and this is a song that I wrote. It tells the story of my grandfather, and he was in the Navy during the Second World War, and there was a huge storm and the boat went down and he drowned. So this is really personal to me, and it's called Bonnie Laddie. Sail home to me, oh my Bonnie Laddie, my baby shall see a fine daddy. Sail home, my love.
It's been an emotional week, and her singing touches everyone, especially Kim.
My husband is serving with the 2nd Royal Tank Regiment in Afghanistan. He's due home in May, and obviously it's getting quite scary now because it's getting close to his time, and she says our grandfather was only a day away from coming home and he didn't come home. And now it's got us like really thinking. And usually I just let it roll into one ear and out the other, but that song just hit every string of my heart now. That was it. I just cried a river.
The girls have to draw on their innermost emotions to write a song. Kimberly has used her feelings for husband Keith, but she's too upset to read her poem.
Can I go up there then so I don't cry?
You can do it. You can.
No, I can't.
Shall I read it?
I'm putting these down. I'm sorry, I'm not listening. Sorry.
Keith, you mean the world to me. You're the star in the sky and the reason that I smile. You make me scream, you make me shout. And you always give me the benefit and never the doubt. And that is why I love you, Keith. You mean the world to me.
Oh,
that's lovely.
I love that line. You always give me the benefit and never the doubt.
Come
Give
here.
me my tissue, but
Okay.
Steph seems equally unsure about opening up to the group. She's not used to sharing her feelings.
We don't really do sort of spill your heart out emotional stuff, and I'm definitely not a creative person at all in any way, and I based my poem on Michaela's search for her Prince Charming. Every saucepan has its lid, every left shoe has its right. There's someone there for everyone, so don't give up the fight. From time to time, your heart may break, and that will take some mending, but still believe in the fairy tale. There's still time to write your own ending.
Really good. Oh, I love the whole fact that you remember like your fairy tale dream and how I remember the castle and all that stuff. Oh, that was so nice. You're really good at poems.
You can't say you're not creative.
But it's the youngest of the group, Shauna, who's about to be really tested.
It's quite hard when you write a song when you're put on the spot.
Her song is about a traumatic episode in her childhood when she was sexually abused.
It's just sometimes just sit and cry. But I never cry in front of people because I'm not that kind of person to show like emotions. And then I learned, and I remember somebody says, close friend of us says, don't let that 5 minutes of your life ruin the rest of it. And then it was from just then on, and I was just like, nah, fuck this. And I just sort of bounced back up and just got on with things. Oh yeah, give me a shot. So, do you want to come and have a go?
It's the first time she's really opened up to the group about being abused. A huge step, even for a gutsy teenager.
Come on then, Shauna. You took away my innocence, took something special that I can't get back. You tried to take my hopes and dreams, but I'm telling you, you ain't ruined me. 'Cause I'm standing up, I'm standing tall, I'm as strong as a woman can be. Moving forward, 1, 2, 3, and living life the way I planned, never thinking about that. Very good. Do you feel that? I felt proud of myself when I was singing it, because I was just like, I thought that I've had the last laugh, you know, look where you are, look where I am. Like, I'm standing up and I'm not ashamed no more.
Oh, Shauna. But you're such a, like, fun, like, bubbly person.
I know, you just wouldn't think something like that happened,
because you're just, like, so much fun, and we have, like, such a good laugh. And, like, you would never think that, like, because I know you're so close to your family, you're so lucky that you have them. Because, like...
If I didn't, I probably wouldn't have got through it.
I'm really proud of you. Chicken. They're going to make me cry and I can't cry again.
It's amazing how many people have something truly horrendous in their life that actually, given the chance, they kind of do want to talk about and they do want to express.
Yeah, after like, we wrote the song, like pulled all them little strings in my heart and it's like lifted a weight. I don't feel as heavy, it's because it's out.
It's really good. Be Dave.
Newcastle is legendary for its nightlife and voted 7th best party city in the world. This thriving nighttime economy is worth £244 million a year to the city. The city's a magnet for stags, hens and most of the Geordie nation.
Yes, Newcastle!
Not something the Southern girls are really used to. Tomorrow night, Huffney wants them to hit the town and test the city's reputation. But as an icebreaker, she's organised a gentle introduction to guys up north.
We've got some bonny lads, and you're going to be speed dating them. This is your opportunity, without the beer goggles on, for you to find out what the lads are like in Newcastle. Yeah? Hello, gentlemen. If you'd like to go and sit with the owner over there. Oh, if you'd like, would you like to...
They've got just 3 minutes with each date. But how will the posh girls size up the Geordie lads?
Whereabouts you from?
Just outside of Newcastle. It's called Washington.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
London.
London?
Yeah, well, just been at Chelsea already. Do you know Chelsea? Have you ever been?
Yeah, I've been a couple times actually.
Kimberly, nice to meet you. Right. You look so familiar.
Kim.
Happily married Kimberly has turned up to give them some Geordie support.
I'm a care assistant.
Oh, yeah?
And hopefully I am going to pass out on the level 3. Soon I'm going to do in-house training on paramedics.
Really?
Do you have any hidden talents?
Definitely not.
I definitely think you could be a fireman though. If you're already working in the fire station, it's only one little step up to being fireman Dan.
I should be a careers advisor, not a musician.
I should be a career advisor. Are you a virgin?
No.
God, hey!
Do you think it's pretty bad if a girl doesn't work?
I suppose.
Are you quite money orientated?
Yeah, I suppose
Are
so.
you?
Yeah.
That's very honest and good answer. I like that.
There you go.
Move round, please, gentlemen.
What celebrity would you most aspire to be like and why?
Oh, Bear Grylls.
Yeah, okay, and why?
He's such a cool bloke. He's been in the forces, he's crippled, he's fought his way back there, been in with the ball. Yeah, so?
I'm an event manager. I like organised parties.
Excellent.
Yeah, I love doing it.
Gentlemen, if you can you stand up just so I can see how big you are? Oh my god. Look how big he is.
A student Steph is giving her dates a thorough examination.
What do you do at the moment in life?
I'm manager of a shipping and trading company in Biker.
Okay, are you a graduate?
I'm not a graduate, no.
And do you smoke?
I do, yes.
Okay, how old are you?
I am 23.
Do you smoke? And are you a graduate?
Not yet. It's a work in progress.
Okay, so what are you doing, what's your sort of study at the moment?
Leadership and management.
Who did you like and why?
I got Penny, tall and a bit of R-eat.
Lucy, you like Giant Boy?
No, he just kept saying, oh, right, all the time. He's like, all
I
right.
love Giant Boy. Who's
Yeah, you like Giant Boy.
If I was single, 1, 2, 3, 4. In that order.
Oh my god.
And Steph was like writing pages long about them all. Like, literally, if I'd given her that book, she would have filled the whack.
I think it was Steph. She was like Magnus Magnusson. I was sat in like a hot seat and she just reeled off question after question after question.
There's something girls ask us quite a few questions, mostly to do with like ambition, and what I want to do, what I'm currently doing.
I heard you were quite horrible to them from my guys.
Who said that?
They
They
were
said
just
you
like
were quite a personality.
You were quite intense and asked them loads of scary questions.
Yeah.
The Southern girls were asking a lot of questions. They were interrogating me pretty much. Like what I do for a living, asking a lot about my ambitions. I don't think I've ever been asked by a Geordie girl about my ambitions.
What was really interesting about it was the Southern lasses talked a lot to the lads about sex, career, ambition, work, money. But I think they need to be really careful tomorrow night when they're going out on the town. If they're that forward, there's going to be trouble.
I was most drawn to the people that went to uni, that had been to uni or were at uni. I fancied Birdie.
I got baby first.
No, he said he wanted to marry Fiona. I'm just going to sleep in my room. Because I know that me and you all chat loads, and I think we should go to sleep.
Yeah.
So, night night.
It's Saturday morning. The girls will be going home tomorrow, but not before one last big night in Newcastle.
Tonight's the night. It's the night you've all been waiting for. You're gonna go to all the hot spots in the tune. Yes. What are they going to expect for a night on the tiles? How it?
Plenty drink, plenty laughing, plenty shots, plenty good jokes. Dancing all over the place, I'm going to chuck them everywhere, all over the place.
Is this, Lucy, Anna, is this what you've been waiting for?
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Steph, how are you feeling about tonight?
If I were to sum up how I think of clubbing as a general activity, you go inside, everyone's sweaty, plastered, stinking, and rubbing themselves up against you.
Back at home, nightlife isn't high on Steph's list of priorities. When the high achiever isn't rowing, she's studying for her politics degree or taking part in the officer training corps. She occasionally squeezes in some leisure time.
My version of letting my head down and relax is either sort of sitting comfortably in a nice armchair with the G&T or having a nice chat with a few friends with a nice steak and a bottle of wine.
Shona, what do you think the lasses need to be aware of for the night?
You know, like your face and gross. How about pet your coming home,
yeah.
Geordie lasses, will you be looking after your son and sisters tonight?
Yeah, definitely.
Get me a harness.
We need reins, don't we?
Get us a harness.
Fiona.
And what about clothes? What's the dress code like out on the night?
Usually it's like dresses that are up to here.
Linz, what about you? You all?
I've got my legs out, big heels, plenty makeup.
Feels a good idea.
Yeah.
Feels
a very good idea.
Big glamorous hair, eyelashes, all the rest of it.
Is it important for Geordie lasses to look the best?
Yeah, for me it is, because that's the best part of going out, getting ready.
It is.
Hafty wants the posh girls to ditch classic understatement for full-on fashion. But they're almost broke, so she's treating them to a makeover Geordie style. With Lindsay as stylist, first up is hair, and in Newcastle, size really does matter.
Well, I'd like them all to have big hair.
Right.
That's a back tartan.
Right.
Massive.
Bit sexy Cheryl.
Yeah. I want no littler than 5 inches. Big bouncy.
As Fiona and Steph begin their bouncy transformations, next door, the talk turns more intimate.
So how old are you when you lost your virginity?
13.
God, that's so young.
What was the experience like? Was it good or bad?
Awful.
It makes a shiver when I think about
Really?
it.
Why did you lose it so young?
I don't know. I think it because everyone else was doing it. It's getting younger and younger. People are losing their virginity. Like I know kids who I work with sexually active from like 11.
Really? Why do you think that is? Why do you think it's so young?
Because it's something to boast about, innit? And something to make you look good, I probably think. That's what they think anyway. But
Yeah.
I would advise anyone to
Wait,
get out, like,
definitely.
Definitely.
You're so, when I speak to you now, you're so wise beyond your years. I'd never think you were younger than me. I almost look up to you like a big sister. It's a way I chat to you, you've done so much for someone so young.
Lindsay said that she'd lost her virginity at 13. Obviously, that was a massive shock to me. I suppose it would shock anyone, really. But what was also quite shocking is that she's quite open about it. Obviously, she's not really that shocked by that. And I think she said that that was a sort of general age.
Just Lou.
You look like Marilyn Monroe.
I know. Thank you. Thank you.
That's how a back ball should be.
Just like this.
Yeah.
Big hair.
How big it is?
No bigger. That's the best hairstyle I've ever had.
I've just been thinking of Geordie.
Definitely.
First part of the new look achieved, they're still a way off looking totally convincing. Waiting for them at home is a range of local haute couture, complete with all the trimmings.
Eyelashes!
Oh my god, I love this.
Oh,
sorry.
it's amazing.
Definitely want some of these.
Me too.
It's time to put the Geordie look together.
I'm putting fake tan on because apparently Lindsay said that everyone's, well, orange. And so I want to be orange too.
What's tanning? Yes.
Apply a generous layer of Newcastle's finest.
It's definitely not dark enough yet.
Don't forget extra long lashes.
Don't go out without your lashes on. It's a Geordie fact, isn't it? Yeah, I like wearing ones.
When it comes to clothes, less is more.
I don't know why they wear like little clothes for starters, because I mean, to be fair, Newcastle isn't exactly a hot country.
Would you really put it up there? Oh my god. In the belt. You can see my vagina. Look at it, look at it.
While Fiona's struggling with the look, Steph, she's positively embracing it.
Now that is a Geordie dress, Pet.
Oh yeah! Steph is loving it. She's putting on more makeup and she's been sort of, you know, being a bit more outrageous and not being so strict with herself.
I'm going out with no knickers and no bra on tonight. I've never done that before in my life.
And I just think that she hasn't had any of that before. So she's going to have a brilliant night.
Wow. Your twin sister. My southern sister looks stunning. And she looks like just like your twin, just like 10 foot taller. You've got bigger boobies than me.
Babes, you've got smaller everything than me.
Like everybody says in Geordie land, if you've got it, flaunt it.
Exactly the plan for the evening. While Lindsay's the last to change, there's time for some last-minute quizzing.
Oh, I want to go out.
Have you ever been in any trouble on the toon? Have you?
I've only ever hit one person, and that was the bloke that tried to hit my beloved. Anybody touches my blokey, that's it. They've got me.
Well, I've been in like a point where I've been down the town and somebody's had a bit too much to drink and have started. And then the next I know about it, I'm in a headlock. And I was screaming for me, man, somebody come and get us. But I got the best. My fist accidentally slipped.
I've never been in any kind of fight. I did take up boxing for a little while, but I hurt my nose and I didn't go back.
As for their benefit money, Hufty knows they're down to their last 24 quid. Not enough to party on.
I have a little surprise for you.
Oh my god, you sold her a ring.
Whose is this? Whose is this?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love you. Yay! Oh my god, yay! And my Harrods card.
That's not going to get you very far in Newcastle.
It's party night in Newcastle. Time to head into town. So does Lindsay think they look good enough to be passed off as real Geordies?
We're blending in very well. I think we've done very well. We look great. I think no one will notice until they open them out.
The night is young, but with over 256 bars and clubs in the city, the town centre's already mobbed. This party city is raring into action, and one thing's for sure, it's loud. For Fiona, the bar's a million miles away from nightlife on the King's Road.
I'm not having fun. It's really hot. And I'm not a party pooper. I love going out. Like, I love going out. But it's not my thing. So the granny has come to sit outside and wait. Fiona's not having any fun. I think Fiona feels like she's in hell.
Unlike Steph, she's not holding back.
I think out of everybody, like, from my southern sisters, I think Steph's the main one that's letting her hair down. And I'm just like, oh, Steph.
Shake that.
A typical Geordie night out isn't complete without a pub crawl, and the girls head to Newcastle's upmarket Diamond Strip.
We wear our hair in cuffs. We wear our danceries.
But it means crossing the mayhem of the busy big market.
Normally one would get a taxi from one nightclub to another. Someone just pinched my arm.
Excuse me, that's my girlfriend, fool.
The new club seems much more their style, and Steph's even getting some male attention.
Steph is having the best time ever. You know, underneath, she's such a party animal and she should go out way more.
I love dancing. I do love dancing. Definitely letting my hair down.
For the first time in 10 days, they're not constrained by lack of money.
I've bought around, I think one of the other Southern girls has bought around. We really think that the Geordie girls have treated us so well this week, and they've just been so hospitable and so generous, and it's just a chance for us to say thank you so much, and I really mean that. Thank you so much, girls.
It's the Southern Girls' final day in Newcastle.
That sounds really good. Really enjoyed it. It was really nice to sort of unwind with the girls properly.
I think the Geordie girls have absolute hearts of gold, and I'd be very sad to leave them, really.
I'm so glad I came to Newcastle. So glad. I've had such a fun time. I've enjoyed it so much. I've enjoyed the banter. Well, it's kept you on your toes, it's kept you thinking and feeling, and it's shaken up the normal routine, for sure.
I'm really surprised how generous the girls have been. Really sweet, really kind, and I think that's just the community spirit of the Geordies up here.
The Southerners have enjoyed the warm hospitality of their tight-knit community for 10 days. Now it's the girls' turn to give something back. The biker community is hosting a fundraising pie and peas supper, and Hufty wants the girls to help. But for 8 slightly hungover girls, not everyone's so enthusiastic.
Sunday morning, Hufty. It's relaxing time.
Aye, well, you can relax tomorrow. The day, you're going to be helping to organise a community event in Biker.
They'll need to collect hamper items for the raffle and make pies.
And I want proper, excellent pies, because I'm a little bit hungry today, right? You've got 3 hours. I suggest we get on with it.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Jamie Oliver, would you like some of the pastry?
Half the group get baking. The others collect tins for the raffle hampers around the biker wall.
It's the first, like, estate that's colourful, and it makes such a difference, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Doesn't it?
If you were knocking on doors from your neighbourhood, what sort of things do you think people would give?
I think like stuff like homemade jams, like preserves and stuff like that, or like a weekend in their holiday home, or don't know.
Fucking hell, that's generous.
I was so excited to do that.
Back at base, Hufty's hope for a proper pie looks like a distant dream.
I think I'm going to stop being bossy in a minute and shouting at them because they're on a tight schedule and they need to get a move on. And I'll not be happy if they let the community down and turn up with a shit pie.
Biz!
Right, lasses. I think we need to get a move on. We've got 15 minutes to make a frickin' pie.
Hi there. I'm doing a collection for a raffle for the pie and peas night tonight.
That's so kind of you, thank you so
Don't
much.
bother. That'll do. That's one tablespoon.
So nice one, man. Take this one, okay? Young man.
Go! Push it real good.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much. That's really kind of you. Thank you.
Come on, elbow grease in everybody, Lucy. Come on.
That's so kind of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Done. And the ways of Gordon Ramsay, done. I've been stressed to death because I just want to, like, especially the day I just wanted to say, get out the kitchen and I'll do it myself because I just pissed farting about. Sorry for my language. But I feel like a mother or something. I just couldn't live with them, like. Couldn't. I'd kill them. Because steal, please.
10 days ago, 4 very nervous posh girls arrived in Newcastle to experience life up north. Now they seem right at home.
Jacket's coming off.
That one's okay.
They've volunteered to sort the entertainment and serve the food.
There we go, they look better already.
I've met so many young people this week that have had such terrible, like, upbringings, and you don't think about those sort of things. You don't think, actually, how unlucky they've been.
Are you dribbling on me? Yes, he is.
Like steak, pie, or chicken and mushroom?
I'm bored of being poor. I hate it.
I don't know how they do it.
It really has made me realise how easy my life is. It's so easy.
Mushy peas. One ace for a steak, that one's chicken. Yeah, that's steak. When I first came up here, I was really scared because I didn't know what to expect. Now I realise, like, there wasn't anything for me to be scared of. And I feel like, yeah, I have actually got sort of a lot more down to earth and just realised what life's really about, really, I guess.
5. 4 and 0 and 40. I've learned a huge amount, an absolutely enormous amount, about people's lives, people's different struggles, the way they live, their general behaviour, attitudes to other things in life. Yeah, I've learned a lot.
All the 8s, 88. Is that 2 fat ladies or something like that?
It's been fun watching them, you know, because we've kind of educated them a little bit in a way. It's good to see them helping out the community.
Sausages!
Hufties called the girls together for one final appraisal.
Have the Southern lasses changed?
Yes.
Who has changed the least?
I think there's Fiona. No, as soon as you got your credit card back last night, you were like, give me some money. I was like, hang on a minute, haven't we just been learning about budget and money, and that habit will never die.
OK, who's changed the most out of the Southern lasses?
Steph. Definitely Steph.
Why? Lindsay?
Well, I think, like, you're a bit old-fashioned, like, when you first come up and you have sort of, like, let your hair down a bit. Because when we went out last night, I've never seen anything like it. It's just a proper party. You go out, like, woo! I turned around and I kept getting, like, no, I'm thinking, it's just like that, woo! And then, like, swinging herself about in there. Mummy's going to be so proud. I'm really going to miss you all so much. She's going to cry. Timothy, you cried, Jesus. No. I'm not going to cry. Come on, a big
The Southerners have already arranged for their Geordies to come south to visit them in a month's time.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm Miss Hafty as well.
It's been a really interesting experience. Watching the lasses get on together, because I really didn't think they'd get on together. I did think they'd fight. But actually, they've got on really well. They've learned about each other's ways.
Baby sister. Do I cry?
Basically, we're like 8 sisters. I couldn't live with them full time though. Definitely not.
1 month later. It's time for a bit of role reversal. Lindsay and Kim are heading to southwest London.
Well, the one that I spend, like, a lot of money, because everywhere you go is shop. If I had money to spend, I would probably just buy stuff for the sake of buying. Is this a posh area? Oh, God. I'll stand out like it's all fun.
Chelsea, one of the most expensive postcodes in England, and home to Fiona Cully.
Thanks, Mr. Taxi Driver.
Now it's Kim's turn to experience this different world.
You missed the gangsters.
But will she be seduced by it?
This is Ben and I's room.
Oh, it's so spacious, isn't it?
It is.
I'd just be able to run and jump on that bed
Oh my
because
God,
it's
go
like so
on then.
big.
Oh, look, these are my doggies. They're gonna go. Hello. Say hello. This is Bruno. Oh, he's not barking so much.
Did the baby?
No. Look what happens. Look, where are we going? Yeah, there we go. She knows what's cracking off, so she would go in here, and then she would go with her, and then see, and she'll just sit down there.
Oh.
Not to say because it's really busy. I get really scared because they're so small. They're the size of your foot.
She's just spirit. I'm telling you, she's just like really bit me. I've never seen a dog in a bag.
Have you not?
I have on the telly.
Just down the road, Lucy's introducing Lindsay to the mean streets of Fulham.
Are you nervous about meeting?
I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm all right. Meeting new people, I like meeting new people, so it's like...
Yeah.
I wonder if they would know I was a Geordie. If I went in and talked like that. Nice to meet you. I'm trying to think of like a Geordie. Why is the cucumber in me drink?
Because it's Pims.
Cucumber. What do you think in it, Jim? I haven't had Pims.
You've never had Pims?
No, I'll tell you that. That's why I wanted on.
Oh my God.
I don't understand why there's cucumber in the alcoholic beverage.
That's so funny.
In Bournemouth, Fee's hoping that coming south might influence Shauna's decision about going to university away from home.
This is my kitchen.
How big is this kitchen?
This is my living room. Take the sheets off.
Fiona's parents live in Dubai, and she uses the house at weekends to get away from her student life in London.
Shall I show you upstairs? There's a bathtub, it's amazing. Just getting it. It's huge.
I know that toilet. How many rooms have you got?
How many rooms? I think it's 6. This is my room.
It's actually clean.
It's like, even though it's quite big, it's not humongous.
It's still big though, like my house wouldn't even cover your back on. Like sitting here, it makes it think that she doesn't really see her family much. It's a beautiful house, but it's not like full of like mine, like it doesn't look like lived in. Makes us feel a little sad actually, like if I was Fee, I wouldn't know what to do with myself without like seeing me mum and Jamie and my uncle Stephen and everybody. I would just not know what to do with myself.
123 miles away in Wales, Michaela is meeting Steph in her university town.
So were you nervous about coming down to Cardiff?
A little bit, but if anything, I'd be more excited than anything. And just, you know, I'm open to meet new people. I love to meet new people all the time. So I'm like, more excited than anything, and I really want to meet some like Welsh men.
They're off to Steph's rowing club.
Is that the river we'll be rowing on?
Wow! Oh my god, I want to like jump in there.
You probably will.
Oh, I'm really excited.
Hiya. Dan, this is Michaela. Michaela, this is Dan.
Nice to meet you.
He's going to be taking your session today.
Steph's a dedicated rower and wants to share her passion for the sport with her Geordie friend.
Dip down onto the seat.
Okay. Oh my god.
That's it.
No, you're getting it. You're really getting it.
A little bit quicker if we can. That's it.
She's a natural.
Half an hour in, and the Geordie girl has lost her bravado.
Oh my god, I'm falling away!
You're going to use your wrist
I remember when I was like that.
On top of the water.
Don't let go of the brakes!
Oh my god, I'm falling!
Okay, Michaela, if you can force your body weight towards me and try and level the boat off.
Oh my god, this is just not going to happen. I'm going to drown.
You're not going to drown, babes.
I've got grass to 2 legs. I am just so good. I've lost a nail, and it's the Geordie way to have a full set of nails, and I've lost one. It's absolutely disgusting. The Geordies will not be proud of Michaela.
Over in Bournemouth, Fee's got together her old school friends. They're treating Shauna to their typical evening out.
So you're Geordie.
What would you call us?
Posh bitches.
No, don't put words in my mouth. That wasn't even going through my mind at the time. Fool. Did you all go to boarding school?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, there's going to be times in your life when you're just going to want, like, your mum to give you a cuddle.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, how did you handle?
You replace it with your friends. Like, your dorm mate would be like your mother.
You're with your friends so much more than your family. Like
Your friends were your family.
Yeah.
I don't know how you've done it. Like, all our family's really, really, really exceptionally close. Everybody knows everything about each other.
I wish that I was closer to my mum, but obviously, just because the way I've grown up, that I'm not that close to her.
Like, I think that you need family and your parents around you all the time. That's my opinion. And if you're being away, it's completely different this time. My opinion is firmly on the ground. I am not leaving Newcastle to go to university. Ever.
I am a very stylish girl.
Eager to suss out the area, Lindsay and Kim head into Chelsea.
These shoes cost £335.
It's exclusive London at its best, but is it suiting the Geordies?
How do I look? Too posh for me, like, not friendly enough. I didn't think I'd stick out that much, but we're fucking all round Jack. Well, are we? Aye. Like, everyone must know that we're not from here.
I now start to feel what they feel when they come up, when the Southern girls go to Newcastle. Obviously going into shops and stuff.
Do you not think, like, it's worse for us because no one's friendly here, whereas in Newcastle everyone's friendly, and if you got lost or something, they would probably tell you. Yeah, they would probably just walk past you.
But what have the Geordies taken from their southern experience?
I would love to live how they live, but I wouldn't change my life for the world. I'm set in my own ways, and I really do enjoy the life I have. Money isn't everything in this life, it's not.
I think coming here has made us even more determined to, like, do something with my life. Because I think there's a whole world